the real deal now. Gonna keep this story ass out on the street. You on the street. We'll pass this bag to you ass is dead to me. Victory is sweet. Bring it on. What you gonna do about it? Bring it on. Ain't that what you got?
I'm never doing that again. How D'Lo Brown does that, I will never know. Hello folks, shintigercurl here, that dude in the straw hat, bringing you yet another awesome video. It's Monday night. You know what that means? Time for some WWE Raw. It is the go-home show before this month's pay-per-view, Payback. And with the WWE title situation now turned into a fatal four-way, how they're going to build it up. So, get a drink of water first, and let's get to it. We start the show with Triple H. We haven't seen the Admiral in a little over a month. He has been away, in his words, running a billion-dollar corporation and just being awesome with booking of NXT. He talks about the tensions between the Director of Operations, Kane, and the WWE Champion, Seth Rollins, which has come to blows over the past month. So he calls them both to the ring. Seth, being the kiss-ass piece of snitch bitch that he is, calls out Kane and pretty much calls him a terrible Director of Operations. Then Kane comes out and calls Seth pretty much a mealy-mouthed little motherfucker. While Triple H agrees with Seth that things have gotten a bit out of control, he does agree that Seth kinda is annoying, and he really wishes he could punch him in the face, but he doesn't. So, Triple H makes the stipulation that if Seth Rollins does not walk out of Payback, the WWE Champion, then Kane will be Sans position, or Sans occupation, come next Monday. Which is bad, because I love Kane as the Director of Operations. So, tonight all the members of the Fatal 4-Way title match will be in singles action. Kane will face Randy Orton. Kane will face Kane will face Roman Reigns. Seth will face Randy Orton in the main event. And because Jamie Noble decided to run his mouth off to the boss, he and Silent Joey will be facing off against Cincinnati's own Titty Master, Dean fucking Ambrose. So we have our first opening match, a handicap match between Dean Ambrose and J&J Security. Fun little match. But of course it's a Dean Ambrose match. They're always going to be fun. But nevertheless, Dean Ambrose comes out on top, much to the approval of his hometown crowd. So, like I said, if I'm remembering things out of order, please forgive me. I really should start taking notes again. Well, anyway, our next matchup, at least I think our next matchup, is between Dolph Ziggler and His Highness, the King of Bad News, King Wade Barrett. Near peasants. So yeah, this was a pretty back and forth matchup. We also had Sheamus looking like he was going to church on a Sunday morning without his now signature mohawk slicked back to the back. It was a nice back and forth matchup. Sheamus interferes and distracts Ziggler long enough for the King Barrett to enact his royal decree of a bull hammer to the face. And Barrett takes the win. Then Sheamus comes out and starts beating the crap out of Dolph Ziggler. As you probably have already figured out, the two of them have a match this Sunday at Payback. No stipulations, just a regular old match. Like I said, if I'm misremembering things, please forgive me. Let's see. For the Divas had a match. Tamina Snuka, cousin by marriage to Naomi, versus, is it Nikki? I think it's Brie. Yes, it's Brie Bella. This is a very physical matchup, but a few bits slops in between. I actually like Naomi's new look and new attitude. At first, she was just being more more like a poor person Sasha Banks. Like, she feels like she's entitled to everything because she's just that baller. But her darker persona really revitalizes my interest in the Divas division. I'm liking where this feud is going, and I hope to see more of it. Tamina picks up the win. Decent match. Not a piss break, but nothing spectacular. Enough to keep you interested in the feud. Next up, I believe John Cena defends his U.S. title again in the John Cena Open Challenge. Of course, like my friend Liquid, the newest member of the CBR Wrestling Forum, Liquid says he wants to make a John Cena bingo card, which pretty much talk about show off new merch. Never give up. Let's see. America. That's 2 for America. Let's see. Opportunity. Prestige. America again. And some other crap. So, anyway. Last week, now say what you will about his speeches, John Cena's matches, defending the belt 2 times a week, have been nothing short of amazing. I was originally against the idea of John Cena having the U.S. title, but I can eat crow if I need to. This has been a good run for John as U.S. champion, giving some prestige back to the belt, which I like. So yeah, so last week, probably the biggest match of the John Cena Open Challenge was against Montreal's own the NXT superstar Sami Zayn. This week, Neville wants a piece. This was a fucking match of the night. Say what you will about John Cena. Say that he can't wrestle. Say that his character is stale and debatable and all this other stuff. But you cannot tell me that he doesn't put people over. And tonight, he made Neville look like a fucking star. Neville has already been high up on people's lists. But tonight, going up against the big guy in the company, that's saying something. Yeah. So, this was a fantastic match. The end, a lot of people might not like. I understand it because, alright, Neville goes for the Red Arrow. Beautiful move. Just before it looks like he's going to win the belt, he wasn't going to win the belt. Rusev comes in, beats the crap out of both of them, and makes Cena pass out from the accolade. This is good for a lot of reasons. For one, it kind of makes John seem not so unstoppable. Well, kind of, anyway. It makes Rusev look cowardly but vicious. But most importantly, it doesn't make Neville look weak. Because if he lost, it would kind of hurt his image. I mean, he already lost a big match against Wade Barrett in the finals of the King of the Ring. I don't think he really needed this loss. So, interference from what seemed like Neville's victory doesn't make him look weak at all. It's wrestling logic. You understand? All right. Next up, I'm trying to remember here. There were surprisingly a lot of matches tonight. So if I forget any, please let me know. Anyway, Daniel Bryan. Speaking of champions, Daniel Bryan comes out to make an announcement. If you haven't been watching WWE television, Daniel Bryan has not been around because he suffered a concussion during the European tour, and he was not cleared to wrestle. He comes to the ring, and he says that they did an MRI of his head and revealed that he's not really cleared. They don't know when he'll be actually cleared to wrestle. Either next few weeks, a few months, or God forbidding he never steps in the ring again as a wrestler. But yeah, because of this, he is unable to defend the title, and thus he has to relinquish it. This is the second time that it just seems like Daniel Bryan's jinxed. I mean, his first WrestleMania as a world champion, he loses in 15 seconds. He wins the WWE title later that year, and he wins the WWE title later that year against John Cena, drops it to Randy Orton. He goes through all this. He goes through an entire year-long journey. Finally gets his WrestleMania moment. His dad dies the next week. Defends the belt once, has to drop it because of injury. He makes his triumphant return, not, 4 or 5 months ago at the Royal Rumble, makes it to WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title, wins the belt, but has to drop it before he even defends it now. And like I said, this is just sad because he really deserved a lot. It's no fault of his own. It's just that his spirit is willing, but his body is so racked with injuries that I'm just gonna. He deserves to rest up and come back better. I don't know if he will come back, but I'm not even gonna think about that shit. I'm not even gonna jinx it. I'm not gonna jinx it. So there's that. So he relinquishes the title. Who's gonna get the belt now? We don't know. Next up, we have a short little feud between Curtis Axel and Damien Sandow. And Damien Sandow comes out as Macho Mandow. So we have Axel Mania versus Macho Mandowism. Yeah. Macho Madness. Yeah. Cream of the crop. So before that match even gets really good going, the Ascension come out. They talk about how the two of them are nothing but fakes for real legends, and proceeds to try to beat the crap out of them. Axel and Sandow team up and beat away. I'm sorry, I can't help it. And fend off the Ascension and join forces, becoming the medium powers, the jobber powers. We gotta come up with a name for them. So, anyway, this Sunday, those two teams will be having a match on the pre-show. I'm going to enjoy it. And speaking of tag team, of new tag teams coming out, the team, it seems like Erick, Rowan, and Luke Harper are once again a tandem team again, which I like. Now, Luke Harper is a diamond in the rough. I have often said that he is this generation's new big man, in the same vein as The Big Show and Kane. He has had some fantastic matches and some great feuds with Dolph Ziggler and Dean Ambrose. So, there's that. Erick Rowan is big. I'm sorry, but Erick Rowan is kind of forgettable. I know when I say this, that a guy who wears a sheep mask and has a big red beard is forgettable, but he kind of is. I mean, he hasn't had any real good feuds, and all of his matches were either squashes or just completely forgettable. He's better with a tag team, and Harper's the best talent for the guy to go. I mean, there's really nobody left for Harper to feud with in the mid-card. So recreating the tag team is a good time. It was a good thing. So now we have for the first time, we have a stacked tag team roster. We have the New Day, Masters of the Universe, the Usos, Los Matadores. Who else? The Lucha Dragons, the Ascension, the Medium Powers, the Primetime Players, if they ever decide to wrestle again, and the Beard Bros. So that's pretty much 9 tag teams. When's the last time the WWE's had 9 tag teams? The Primetime Players do, of course, a little vinaigrette. I like the Primetime Players. New Day come out, and I'm really digging their whole heel thing, which is awesome. They talk shit about Daniel Bryan giving up the title, talk shit about the Masters of the Universe, which segues into the match. Cesaro versus Biggie. This was straight power versus power, and Antonio Cesaro looked fucking amazing. Oh, I love it, Cesaro. I love you. It was a fantastic match. Watch it for yourself. Cesaro wins. What more can you ask for? Bray Wyatt cuts a promo on Ryback. Nothing much there. Early in the night, we had Reigns versus Kane, which never got started because Kane jumped Reigns, and it spilled into an all-or-nothing badass brawl, which now they'll have their rematch this Friday on SmackDown, or this Thursday on SmackDown. Sorry, I'm still getting used to that. This Thursday on SmackDown, where the match can only end by pinfall or submission. So pretty much anything goes, as long as they're pinfall or submission. Oh, let's see. We had some Toughen Up videos, and my boy, the Big O, was on there. I see you, Big O. I see you. And I'm probably missing some matches, so if I am, please forgive me. But we're moving on to the main event. Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins. These two have found a groove for themselves. They have fantastic chemistry both in and out of the ring, and it shows in this match as they just went back and forth. A fantastically brilliant match that I would call match of the night if Neville and Cena didn't happen already. So it looks like Randy's going to pick up the win until J&J Security decide to stick their little asses into the mix and start beating down Randy. Then Kane comes out, walks around the ring and picks up a steel chair. Then Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns jump to the ring, beat the crap out of the J&J Security, and Seth is all alone with three guys who really, really hate him. He begs for Kane to give him a chair, but Kane just stands there. He eats the dirty deeds from Dean, and all three of them notice that, hey, Kane's not in the ring. Let's kick this guy's ass. And so he eats a spear from Reigns, and they help, and then they were like, hey, think Randy wants some of this? I don't know. Hey, Randy, you want some of this? Guys, come on, cool it. I don't. Oh, what the hell? RKO on him. Then Randy eats a spear from Reigns, and then Reigns eats a dirty deeds from Dean Ambrose, which pleases the hometown crowd. And that is Raw in a nutshell. My thoughts: this was a passable Raw. It had some great matches with Seth, Orton, and Cena, Neville being the best ones. Had some setups for a lot of great matches. We saw the formation of the medium powers. I don't care what anybody says. It's a fucking great tag team. I love it. So yeah, it got boring at a few parts, but it picks up once in a while. So there's that. And also tonight it was announced that for the first time ever there will be 2 pay-per-views in a single month for May. At the end of this month, the very last day of May, we will see the return of the Elimination Chamber. Shit got real. See my eyes? That means the shit's got real. So yeah, that's Raw. So, if you like what you see, link, comment, subscribe below. Got any questions or comments? Leave them below, and I'll get back to you when I can. Want to support the channel? Click an advertisement or two. It literally takes a second out of your day. Or if you want to donate directly, tip jars up there. Leave a buck. I could go for a taco or two. I'm telling you, those street tacos are amazing. So, that's it for me. So until next time, shintigercurl. That dude in the straw hat saying good night and Titty Master attack! Titty Master attack! Titty Master attack!